Mic check, 1 2 1 2, mic check, 1 2 1 2. What is good? What is good? What is good, ladies and gentlemen? Of course, you know who I be. The good Dr. Mike TV. Back again, once again. You already know what I tell you, time and time again, baby. Instant classics in the making. First time to the channel, guys, make sure you subscribe, notify, do all the good things to make yourself well versed in the good docs content. Everything you should need to know about me shall be listed in the links in the description area below. Something to that effect. All right. So I wanted to come through and have a quick moment with my gentleman, before I call it an evening. So I just want to come through and politic with my people. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope the fam is kicking it, and I hope everybody's doing good for themselves. Just wanted to come through, like I said, guys, and politic with you for a minute. Appreciate all of y'all coming through. My man, Mr. G's, Doc's in the building. You know what it is. Man, Manny, what's good with you, pimping? Appreciate y'all coming through. All right, now before I get started, and this goes for anybody who catches this on the replay. All right, y'all make sure y'all get the likes up as well. I want you to know that this is a safe space. The Dr. Mike TV channel is a safe space. All right, please feel free to share. Nobody will judge you, and if they will judge you, I have no problem deleting them off of the channel. All right, but in today's topic of conversation, I know it seems a bit weird for me to ask the question, but I kind of feel like this is what conversations are built upon. Understanding everybody's foundational differences, understanding what it is that makes people tick, what it is that makes people move, and what it is that kind of has a lot of people thinking twice about certain moves that they make. So, again, ladies and gentlemen, in today's live show, I want to know, truthfully, what scares you the most about the Philippines? And I for damn sure want you guys to be honest. All right. I want to know what scares you the most about being in the Philippines, what scares you the most about coming to the Philippines, what scares you the most in general, or what would be considered your main concern or major concern about coming to the country. I mean, it's very rare that I hear a lot of foreigners even talking about their feelings because nobody talks about their feelings and nobody talks about their fears and things like that. So for me, I don't mind it, man. I think that it's healthy. I definitely feel like this is the way that content is grown, and this is the way you get to know a little bit about the people who rock with you, and it's definitely a way for you to actually get a little bit off your chest, ask some questions. What is it like in certain areas? Should I be scared of this? Is there a military militia that's gonna fucking take me out of my Bahay Kubo and cut my motherfucking head off? Come on, guys. This is it. All right. Now, I mean, of course, I'm being a little bit dramatic, but without saying, dude, these are the conversations that we have to have. And I want you guys to be 100% open and honest with what scares you the most about the country. I think one of my biggest fears, if I'm gonna go first, because again, this is my channel, so I might as well fill the audience out, throw out a couple of lines and see what catches. But for me personally, I think one of my biggest fears back then and even in the future when I go to the Philippines is going broke. All right. There's no bigger fear in the back of my mind than going broke in the Philippines or going broke while living abroad. That's my number one fear. That shit will keep me up at night, gentlemen. And the reason it does is because, what I'm saying, at any given moment, something could pop off, man. At any given moment, something could happen. And I've been pretty good with my financials over the past few years, but before your boy became Dr. Mike TV, before your boy established his career, before he started YouTube and became a fucking millionaire, of course, because before he became a YouTube celebrity, back then when I was just studying in school and stuff, I mean, things were a little bit different. Granted, I did have my mother and my father to fall back on just in case I needed a little extra. But I mean, come on now, I'm still a man. Okay, let's keep it a bug and a half. I think as a man, you're kind of prideful to an extent. So the fact that you really don't feel like you should have to call on your people every time that you going through something. Granted, I didn't have a job at that time. Granted, I was just going through, just going to school and everything, and like I was living off of a mediocre at best budget. You kind of didn't want to have to run to your parents every time you needed some cash. Still the same things and the same rules apply. So, going through the moments and emotions, I really did have to figure out how to manage my money the best of my abilities. That was number one. And heaven forbid, I didn't manage my money the way that I wanted to. And, your boy ended up coming up a little short at the end of the month, right? So nowadays you kind of gotta, stretch it out. Again, that's pretty much no different than living out your best life. I mean, just being scary and shit like that. But it's just kind of like, you just go through the motions and whatnot, and that was it. All right. So I would say that one of my biggest fears is the fact of, your money situation. Cause a lot of people really don't know this until they've been there, until they done that. But when you in the country, it's very easy to spend $100 plus a day in the Philippines. Like it can be extremely easy to drop 5,000 pesos and not blink an eye. I mean, in the United States, I have never, unless I was buying something that I needed to get, I have never spent no $100 a day just on activities alone. I was never that type. B. So to come to the Philippines and know how quick and easy it is for you to blow your cash if you're not careful, that could be a little bit concerning. That could be a little bit discerning. So there's a lot of things that run through my mind in reference to the financial aspect of being a foreigner in the Philippines and stuff like that. Not so much the idea of somebody trying to take advantage of me or somebody trying to scam me or somebody trying to like pickpocket or hold me up or anything. Nothing that dramatic. It's more or less my own spending habits and how your own spending habits could definitely lead to your downfall if you're not careful and you don't catch it soon enough. I tell every foreigner to whatever you plan you're going to spend, double that money just to be safe. I'll never say that you're going to spend all the money that you bring with you, but whatever you bring, it's probably in your safe bet to double it. The reason why it's in your safe bet to double it is because you don't want to be lacking for any reason at all. Shout out to my man Pedro. Pedro, you shared one of my favorite stories of all time about going to AC and losing and just, out tricking and out tricking and throwing pesos and shit with the other dude in the club. I remember that story specifically. But, you know, somebody like myself who ain't got it like that, heaven forbid, I get into a battle with somebody who balling. And, in order for me to save face, man, I got to keep up with the crowd, right? Yeah, that'd be a bad move, right? So, it's just a lot of things that we politic. Manny, I know when you're actually in country pimping, I know what you mean. It's not scary, like, oh man, this shit keeps me up at night. More so about, if you're in country, there's not really anything to like super be concerned about, right? Because if you think about it out loud, depending on the area in which you choose to live in and the places you choose to go, as long as you ain't finding yourself in situations and places where certain bad things are known to happen, I kind of feel like you Gucci in reference to, living your best life and not having too many concerns of that particular nature. But, I think that for me, my biggest concern, my biggest fear was just going broke, man. Just not keeping up with the finances, man. Having a dream and waking up the next day, yo, ass broke as shit. You're right. Kevin, his biggest fear, well, I'm not gonna say it's your biggest fear, but one of the things you might be concerned about is a negative run-in with law enforcement. That is something I think about too. But to be honest with you, law enforcement in the Philippines is mad cool. You might have to bribe their ass though, depending on what happened. As long as you're not doing anything against a local, you pretty much good. But in reference to run-ins with the law, all of my run-ins with the law were pretty cool, man. I can count them all on one hand. I think the only time a situation ever got serious, you kind of just grease a couple of palms and you're good to go. But yeah, man. I mean, I understand what you mean by negative running with the law, but one thing I don't want you to think is that when you run into the law in the Philippines, you're going to have the same type of situation that you're going to have a run in with the law in the United States. That's what I don't want you to think. It's not like that. I have never in any regard or ever any situation have I ever seen a run-in with Philippine law enforcement in a negative light that has ended what you will likely see in the media here in the United States. Not once. Not once. When it comes to foreigners, they do kind of handle situations a little bit differently. Like I said, it depends on what you got pulled over for, what you're actually in trouble for, or whatever. Grease a couple of palms, smile a little bit. You good, But for the most part, I haven't come across any foreigner that has had a negative experience with law enforcement unless they themselves were aggressive in any manner, if that makes sense. I'm not saying that it can't happen. I won't say that it won't happen. It's just that the commonality you're trying to like compare it to running with the law in the United States, it's just not the same. I can't imagine it happening that way unless you force their hand. As a matter of fact, you saw the video that I put out, guys, for those that didn't catch it, about the traffic officer getting his ass whooped by the Filipino chick that didn't want to let him go and stuff like that. To be honest with you, you think that that's just the way that it is in front of the camera. For the most part, that's pretty much their demeanor. You know what I'm saying? I mean, don't get it twisted, man. Don't try to put your hands on law enforcement like that. Of course, that's stupid, and I would never recommend you do that shit in any regard. But the demeanor and the patience for most of them kind of flows the exact same way. Like I said, as long as you're not doing anything out of pocket, if you like a traffic violation or something like that, which is probably the only time I would ever see them really pulling you over, because most of them ain't even in your cars like that or on top of you like that to even see that you're a foreigner until they actually pull you over. You feel me? So it's not like you can expect to have a negative run in with the law in the Philippines like you would in the United States. All right. I don't see that happening. It could happen. It's just very rare that a situation like that could possibly happen. All right, my man Edward Crandell, what's good with you, man? My fear is hooking up with a girl that has a needy family. That is definitely something that could be a cause of concern for a lot of foreigners. For sure, for sure. Um, Depending on, see, well, you have a lot of guys who believe in living their best life and being a solo traveler and just trying to get around. So for those guys, it probably wouldn't matter. But if you're looking for somebody to settle down with and you're looking for somebody to try to create something with, family is always going to be a concern. You're good. All right. You know how to manage yourself. You probably know how to manage your family. But it's very rare that you know how to manage yourself, the Filipino and the Filipino family. That's different because there's going to be a lot of no. You're going to have to master the word no. And heaven forbid, all of these no's and all of these no's lead to something a little different, man. Because sometimes people don't take no very well. I've learned that while living in the country, man. No is not an answer that a lot of people like to hear. Hell, you don't like to hear that shit in the United States either. But over there, it's a little bit different, man. And knowing the manipulation that most family members have over have over the young lady you're probably in a relationship with, chances are having that needy family and not having or wanting to ever take care of that family could lead to destructive nature within your relationship with that young lady. It could lead you to the point where you're like, yo, man, I can't rock with you anymore. I can't fuck with you anymore. Like, yo, your family has completely ruined the relationship that I tried to have with you, right? It's kind of like scary as hell that a relationship is ended because of family, but it wouldn't be the first time, guys. I want you to understand something. That would not be the first time, and it probably won't be the last that a relationship is ruined because of family members. And that's not just in the Philippines, guys. That can happen anywhere in the world. But yeah, a Filipino with a needy family is definitely one that would be of concern because yeah, they show that they like you in the beginning just for you to what? Just because they think that you're gonna do something for them that you don't turn around doing, and when you don't do it, it could lead to trouble. It could lead to them manipulating the girl to ask so that the girl asks you for money that they'll end up getting in return, and it could be a whole big clusterfuck. Trust me, I've seen it happen. It's unfortunate, but like I said, it just depends on how locked in you are with that particular relationship. So yeah, I can understand a needy family being a fear, a cause of concern. Again, guys, 14 in the building, guys. Yo, without saying, y'all make sure y'all get the likes up, all right? Y'all make sure y'all caress, molest, and distress yourself all over that like button. It wants it, it needs, most definitely has to have it. If you guys want to support the good doc, if you enjoy the topics, man, please feel free to do so. But of course, I'm happy and blessed you choose to come through, spend a little bit of time with me today. Now and then. Kevin, you say that another fear, potential fear for yourself, or what could potentially scare you, is obsessed Filipina that doesn't understand the word no. I can see how that could be a cause of concern. Because if you get with the right one, and by the right one, I mean the wrong one, guess what could potentially happen? You could be called out for things that you never did. I've seen it happen to a lot of foreigners too. I can understand why that's a cause of concern. I've seen a lot of foreigners be not charged or anything, but be accused, I should say, of crime, not crimes more specifically, but acts that they didn't commit, all because a young lady did not want to let go. I try my best to end every relationship on a positive note. I try my best, number one. Number two, one thing that I've always done in reference to trying to minimize dealing with obsessive or any woman that possesses any type of obsessive type behavior, they should never know where you live, man. They should never know where you lay your head at night. That's all I'm gonna tell you, bro. That's one thing that you can use to combat it, because if they don't know where they can find you, if you gone, you gone. You know, I mean, like I said, with Airbnbs and stuff like that, depending on how long you lock into a place or whatnot, you can get around relatively easy. You can just say, "Fuck it, I ain't gonna stay here no more. I got a couple nights left on this bitch. Fuck it, I'm gonna turn my keys in early and call it a day." Move on to the next one. If you're locked into like a lease or something and you're doing like a long-term stay or something like that, it could be a little bit more difficult. But you should never bring a woman to your place unless you 100% comfortable, bro. Don't ever bring them around unless you 100% comfortable. I'm telling you, you have got see. Here's where a lot of foreigners get it twisted. It's crazy. I have to say this because it needs to be said. This is where a lot of y'all get it real twisted. A lot of y'all are like, well, look, man, I got a place to stay, man. Why would I want to pay extra money to go to a short time hotel or go to another place and all of this stuff when I've already rented out this place and I could just bring her here? Now, if you plan on entertaining more than one, you'll understand the reason why you need to have more than one place, or at least be able to know where a short time hotel is so you can entertain other people there. Now, if you're just dealing with one of one, I don't see it being a problem where she knowing where you stay at, but just be prepared if she's not staying with you for her to pop up at any given moment in time. And don't try to entertain other girls there knowing that one girl knows where you stay at. I don't care what's going on. For some reason, Filipinos have that instinct where they're like, look, this motherfucker entertaining somebody else. Let me go over there since I already know where he at and knock on the door. So if you try to entertain another girl, chances are she got that instinct to know that you got other girls up in there. If she's gonna even remotely let you get in there and be by yourself, or she not trying to be on top of you or anything like that, she gonna know. So she's just gonna pop up. So like I said, man, you can only entertain one at a time at the places that you live in, unless you're in like a condo that's guarded and you got a guard downstairs and somebody calls up and can say, "Yo, did you invite this person over? Or is this person allowed to come up?" And you'd be like, "Oh hell no, Karen." You're probably good, but you can like have people monitoring who comes through your place. It's a little different, but it's just I don't really encourage you to really let women know where you stay at. Period. I am anti that all the way. The only reason I ever let any woman know where I lived at, like back when we had our house in Davao, was because my house was so far that if you really wanted to waste your time, effort, and energy to travel all the way where I lived at, motherfucker, you are dedicated to the cause. You are dedicated to whatever it is you're trying to figure out. That's first and foremost. Second of all, I had a gate outside of my house. Like there was this gate. Like, look, you got to knock on this gate and I can see you from multiple windows where you don't know where I'm looking at to see who's looking outside. So first of all, I could fake like I wasn't home, or if I had like my brother there, or like my yaya or whatever. If I have, I say my yaya, my maid or anything, I tell the maid lady go out there and see who that is and tell them I'm not home or something like that. I can do that, but that was probably back in the day when it was kind of okay to let somebody know where you stayed at. But for the most part, man, you got to be really careful with that one. And the reason you have to be careful with that one is because you could potentially deal with obsessive young ladies of any nationality, of course. 97 was good with you, bro. He says never wanting to come back to the US. Is that your biggest fear or what scares you the most about the Philippines? That's not a problem because there's a difference between not wanting to and opting not to. Or I should say there's a big difference between not coming back and not being able to come back. Like when you have the option to choose whether you want to go somewhere or not, that's a beautiful thing. But when you're forced to leave a country and you just can't come back because of other reasons, whether it be financial or anything like that, that's kind of different. It's kind of different when you're forced to be in a place that you are in because you can't go back, not necessarily because you don't want to. All right. So your wants outweigh your needs. It just depends on your personal feelings. And I kind of feel like that's a good thing, man. The fact that you have that option. That's something I would pretty much lock in on and be proud of. The fact that I could make the decision today that I don't want to come back to the US if I don't want to. Now, me, I can't really say that. I can say that I wouldn't come back to live, but because you got family and things to see and play, in places, I mean, people that you want to see and whatnot, your people, that's the only reason I would ever come back if I ever made the decision just to lock in and stay abroad. There's no reason for me to come back unless I'm here for family. I mean, occupational stuff, like this is only after I'm thinking about retirement and stuff like that. So I still think that that's pretty good to have that option. My man Reggie, what's good with you, brother? Um, I tell you what scares me the most about the Philippines is they don't have a set agenda. The Philippines will tell you one thing and will backtrack on whatever they say. You never know what to believe. Kind of hard to disagree with that one. They can't be flip floppy. I definitely can see that. Um, and I can see how that could be a cause of concern. Especially when it comes to dealing with traveling and making travel plans and all of that stuff. Like I said, man, the fact that people are allowed to buy tickets and it's not even 100% guaranteed that a person can come in or leave, that is a very, very scary thing. It is. Like I said, my biggest fear right now would be going to the Philippines, getting in the country, and then the U.S. not taking me back, knowing that I signed a contract to work next year. I'd be like, well, damn, that's not kosher, So that would be one of my biggest fears too. The fact that they don't have a set agenda, I can agree with you 100%. My man SML, what's good with you, brother? Appreciate you coming through. Falling in one of 1,000 open pits, just walking around due to construction or repairs, no safety cones or nothing. Damn, brother, that would keep me up at night too. There is a lot of construction going on in the country, a lot of upgrading of the infrastructure, which is not a bad thing, but they do operate a little bit differently in reference to safety hazards. I can say that I have been in situations, or I have seen situations where the thing that's supposed to keep you safe isn't in its proper place. So those particular accidents can happen. I would encourage you to pay attention because I can honestly tell you that they're probably going to say, well, how did you miss this open hole in the middle of the ground? Where were you looking at? Or what were you doing where you missed this open hole in the middle of the ground? Right? That could be their argument towards you being the foreigner. And of course, the foreigner will never win for the most part. There's just hardly ever a chance that a foreigner will ever win in the court of law against the locals or local businesses or whatever it may be. So, they're going to probably wonder why you weren't paying attention. You should have been the one with your eyes open. What, were you texting and walking? Yeah, it'll always be what did you do wrong, not necessarily what they did wrong. So getting into accidents in general, that's definitely something scary, especially when somebody has to be held accountable. And for some reason, it just seems like the foreigners being held accountable. Yeah, that could be something that could scare you too. Yo, 19 in the building, guys. 14 likes, man. Come on now. Meet me halfway, okay? If you're in the building today, guys, y'all make sure y'all get the likes up, man. Y'all make sure y'all caress, molest, and distress yourself all over that like button. It won't, it needs, it most definitely has to happen. You guys want to support, please feel free to do so. But of course, I am happy and blessed you choose to come through, spend a little bit of time with your boy today. Terry Edwards, what's good with you, man? Losing my wallet and having no ID and no money. I agree 100%. That is definitely something that would concern me, which is why I keep money in multiple places. I think that's literally the only way to combat that. Keeping money in multiple places. Um, if you can get your passport card, I recommend having that too in the Philippines, guys. I recommend if you can get access to your passport card, get one. Get one. It might cost you a little bit, but get a passport card, guys. That way you can carry your passport card with you and you don't have to worry about carrying your passport. That's always been a question. Doc, do I need to carry my passport as a form of ID anywhere that I go or anything like that? The only time that I would ever think that you would need to bring your passport with you in any regard is if you're like trying to get money out or something like that. Because normally there should be no need for you to have your passport with you or on your person at all, unless you're doing a transaction that requires you to show some form of ID. I mean, Jesus, not everywhere that you go is going to require you to have your ID with you. I mean, it's not like I said, if you're going to the bank and you're doing a bank transaction and you have to show ID, the order to withdraw cash, or, you're going to a Western Union, a money changer, not even a money changer, do you need it as long as you have the cash with you? But, there's certain places where you'll need your shit. So get your passport card if you can. That way your passport can remain safe wherever you choose to keep it and you don't have to carry it with you everywhere. Because, yes, losing your wallet and losing all of your money could be crazy. I keep money in my sock. I do. I keep 1,000 pesos in my sock at all times. But if I'm wearing my zapatos, if I'm wearing my shoes, like my comfortable Filipino shoes, like I told y'all earlier, I usually wear like cargo pants. or cargo shorts where multiple zippers and stuff like that. So I'll keep like money in like different compartments. Like I'll have 1,000 in like another area as opposed to just having all of that money in one location. That way, if I do lose my wallet, heaven forbid I lose my wallet, I'm not lost. I'm not completely lost without everything, you know? And it's not like you can really duplicate all of your government IDs from your, home country. It's not like, you can do stuff like that. I mean, I guess you could photocopy your actually in the AO, what's really bugging me out right now that I think about it, if you happen to lose your ID, at least in the state of North Carolina, I don't know about all of you the other states, so they don't give you another plastic copy of it. They send you like this paper copy of it, of your shit, because they don't have like the plastic to print it yet, or while it's waiting or something like that, you can get a plastic printed copy. So for me, I mean, shit. If it really bugs you out that most, I just carry a paper copy until I actually need to bring my actual ID. Like I said, you'll only ever need that when you're actually going to do like money changes and stuff like that. So, yo, where the hell did 27 of y'all come from? Real talk. Where the hell did y'all come from? 27 in the building, man. Appreciate all 27 of y'all coming through showing love to the good dog. I just looked up and it was 27 people. But yeah, man, what we're talking about today, guys, for all of my newbies in the building right now, we're talking about the things that scare you the most in the Philippines, guys. I mean, for me, this is an open space, okay? Please feel free to share. This is a safe space, all right? Doc has created a safe space for y'all. Anybody who up in here getting mad and they feelings and shit like that, or they over here trying to clown somebody for what they fear the most, yo, please feel free to boot them the fuck up out of here if I don't see it myself or if I come through a little bit later, all right? But yo, drop a like, man. I would highly appreciate that. But yeah, losing my wallet, having no money, no ID, keep you up at night. Thank God the Filipino cop I ran into ain't stupid. For the most part, man, like I said, man, those types of that energy that you'll have with like the Filipino cops and stuff like that, it's not really like that, bro. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. Who has Shabu on? Oh, baby girl that was in the video. She could. Oh, that's why she had drugs on her. But for real, I don't really think that that was enough to. Shit, they didn't even check the car, bro. It looked like they just pulled ass over. But again, we caught it at the wrong time, so maybe we don't know. Maybe that's just a little bit of added information that I kind of skipped out on because I just thought the chick was losing her mind. She act like she was on something too, but neither here nor there. My man, big brother from another. What's good with you, man? Fatal risk. A woman with women, a deal with a girl who has a partner and get shot. Deal with a married lady, end up in jail, catching some nasty STDs. Okay, so dealing with a female that has a partner. True, that's very scary. Getting shot over a female, yeah, or dealing with a married lady and ended up in jail. You guys know that, yeah, adultery is a very, very bad thing here. They don't play. So yeah, I would really hate to have to go to jail over the fact that some chick didn't tell me she was in a relationship. Because sometimes they hide that shit. Sometimes they don't, but sometimes they do. Because if you're not with that person at the moment, what you gonna tell them? Yeah, we ain't together. But are you married? See, I did a video so long ago, I almost forgot that I did it. And you can Google search this one. No, why did I say Google search? You can YouTube search this video. I can't remember the title of it, but basically what I said in the video is there is a difference between being single and a difference between being single and available. And I tell you guys, whenever you ask Filipinas, are they single? The next question you need to follow up with is, are you single and available? Because the word available means they're not married, they're not like locked down with anybody. And if you just ask if they single, yeah, they probably single in the moment. They probably single right now. They're probably single because there ain't no guy around them. But available means, are you still available? Basically forces them to answer the question of whether they're still attached to somebody else. So you have to ask them. I think the video, if you guys want to search it, it's called Single versus Single and Available in the Philippines. Just type Dr. Mike TV and hopefully those keywords will bring up the video. I think I'm sitting in the Sorry Sorry store chilling like a villain. I think that video was in season 2. Philippines Relived. Yeah, I think it was season 2. If you guys want to find that in the playlist. But yeah, man, I agree, man. And the last part you said with the rest getting kidnapped, which is less likely. Yeah, kidnapping in the Philippines is not as crazy as most people think. My biggest fear: women ghosting and disappearing prior to a meetup or trying to get acquainted both online and in person. Philippine ladies always have a natural. Philippine ladies have natural typhoon disasters or internet issues. I know what you're trying to say. I got you. I got you. Um, You know what? I've never really worried or concerned myself about being ghosted. I think I would be more upset and disappointed if I show up and she don't show up. Yeah, I can feel that. And I wasted my time, effort, and energy to come see you when you didn't show up. Yeah, I'd be in my feelings over it, but I wouldn't necessarily call that a fear. But if there's one thing I could tell you to do to combat that, and a lot of people may believe that it's not in everybody's best interest, but have multiple meetup partners, Pippin. Hey, one lady don't show up, at least you got a backup, right? Or at least try to set up some things. All right. Try to keep yourself in the know. Again, I would hate for you to set up the second date and then the first date show up and then you got to cancel the second one because baby girl the second one was really excited to see you and you kind of like bug up and on shit like that. Yeah, I'd feel away. So for that one, I wouldn't be pressed, guys. I would not be pressed at all. I wouldn't be pressed. If they don't want to come, man, yo, move on to the next one. I mean, I think that you got to go through it. And most of the time, they won't ghost you. I think you'll know if you're being ghosted. I think my biggest fear is all of them trying to show up with like a cousin or a family member. That'll give me nightmares, man, because I hate having to deal with or manage dealing with relatives as well as me trying to get to know you at the exact same time. That is tough. A lot of people don't understand. When I say don't bring somebody, that's very meaningful to me. Keep them at home. If you are not comfortable being alone with me or meeting me out in person, I completely understand, but it's not happening. I think one of the biggest things that any foreigner can do is to definitely clarify that right there. Clarify to them about not bringing people along. If you're okay with them bringing somebody because you feel like that's the only way you're going to be able to see this girl and you really want to see her, if you're okay with it, again, if you're okay with it, I don't recommend it, but if you're okay with it, perfectly fine. But I think you need to put it in their head. And I'll tell you exactly what I say every time verbatim, guys. I say this every time verbatim, or I used to. Again, I'm in a relationship. Hey, don't get me in trouble. All right. But this is what Doc used to say every single time a young lady would ask, could they bring a friend? This is a friend or a relative. I say this verbatim. If you got your paper and your pencil out right now, or if you want to just mark this video at the, I don't know, the 43-second mark or the 31-minute mark, whatever this video is, make sure you come back to it if this really is meaningful to you. A lot of people have their own ways of how they let this be known, but this is how the good doc says it every single time, or at least he used to. If a girl texts me or she'd be like, oh, is it okay if I bring a friend? I will be like, look, if you're not comfortable to just meet just you and me, it's perfectly fine. It's okay. We don't have to meet until you feel comfortable. Now, one of two things are gonna happen. She either gonna say okay, and that's just pretty much gonna negate everything, or she's gonna come back with no, 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 it's okay. Sometimes that extra friend just wants to come along for a free damn meal. So sometimes it has absolutely nothing to do with the fact that she's scared. It's just the fact that somebody just wants to tag along. And maybe she just feels comfortable being able to talk in, whatever the native language is at the moment. If you're in Davao, that would be the Visayan and Manila Tagalog, of course. Maybe that's just what makes her feel comfortable having somebody around that she can speak her own language with. But baby girl, if you're not comfortable with being with me, that's perfectly fine. You text me when you're ready, or you text me when you're comfortable and you move on. Most times, most times where I've said that, the girl has pretty much said it's okay that we go somewhere. All right. Most of the time, like I said, it's not really the fact that they scared. It's somebody just begging to tag along, or she just feels comfortable with somebody to be able to talk in their native language and stuff like that. But then again, you let somebody come on a date. No longer is it the date between you and this young lady. It all of a sudden becomes the date between her and her people. Like, yo, man, oh, who the fuck am I? Right? I told y'all this story one time, and I'll say it real quick again. First time I ever allowed somebody to buy something, I ended up watching a Tagalog movie that I didn't understand. Ended up treating two girls to Jollibee that at the end of the day, I didn't even get to get with neither one of them. It was the biggest waste of my time ever, and the biggest waste of my money. I ended up paying for two people to do something, and I ain't, and there was no benefit for me. And from that day on, that I realized I can't let nobody bring nobody extra, unless that extra friend is down for some extracurricular activity. She can't come, man. I'm sorry, boo. It can't help you. You know, it comes with the territory, guys. It comes with the territory. But hey, it is what it is, man. It's all live and learn, guys. That's what I tell you guys. It's not really a big deal to be scared about stuff in the Philippines, guys. It's just all live and learn. We got to go through it. JX, what's good with you, brother? Yes, getting sick in the Philippines, man. Whoo! Yes, and I will never do major surgery in the country. Ever. Ever. I will never have major surgery in the country. I will literally have to fly back to the United States as long as I can. But if it's surgery that I have to do right now, that's different. But yeah, having getting sick in the country is definitely a fear of mine as well. You know, you be healthy for so long and stuff like that, and then you have like a health scare or something. And again, that comes with the territory as we age, you know. So maybe my older expats are fearing this a little bit more than my younger ones, you know. But then again, as long as you take good care of yourself, you know, hopefully you should be able to avoid having to go to the hospital. But heaven forbid you actually have to have any type of major surgery and stuff like that. That would freak me out as well. That would take me to the hills and back, guys. That shit will scare me. I know exactly what you mean, my brother. I know exactly what you mean. Just a regular sick, like the flu, or like I had bronchitis one time before in the Philippines and stuff. They just gave me that heavy antibiotic, and I was good to go. I think I had to do a couple days in the hospital though, because my lungs, man, that shit it hurt to breathe, man. I'm not gonna cap, but like I said, that's cool. I trust them to take care of me that way. But if I have to get limbs removed or y'all got to go up inside of me with scalpels and shit, I don't know, bro. I don't know. So yeah, hey, that goes back to the financial scare that I told you guys, man. Having to fly back and spend crazy amount of money to, have surgeries and stuff like that. Going broke. That would be a horrible, horrible thing. And you know what's crazy about the Philippines, Joe? I don't know if anybody's ever told you this. This is the truth. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God. And I think that y'all should know this by now. But if you do not know this, yo, you can't leave the hospital until you pay your bill. Let me say that one more time. If you are in the hospital, guys, you can't leave that son bitch until you pay. You are not allowed to walk out of that bitch, roll out of that bitch, stumble out of that bitch, stop, drop, and roll, tuck and roll out of that bitch. You are not leaving that hospital until you pay. Trust me when I tell you, you are not allowed to leave the hospital until you pay. So if you can't pay, you're running up a bill. Correct me if I'm wrong. If you're not being relieved or taken out of your room, you're running up a bill. So now you got to find a way to pay a bill, and they're not letting you leave until you do. At least in the United States, they'll bill you or send something to your house or something. But I guess being a foreigner and then not knowing where you live at, they even do that with locals too. But you're not leaving that hospital until you pay. All right. So you better be ready for that. Until you pay that bill off, gentlemen, you are stuck. So yes, man, getting sick in the country, man, hands down, probably one of my top two, at least, biggest fears in the country. Street bar girls will pop up just to try to get more. That's why you should never let them know where you stay at, my brother. They should never know where you stay. That should be sacred. That should be your refuge. Never, ever, ever let a woman know where you stay until you're 100% comfortable. And when I say 100% comfortable, I'm not saying 100% confident in the young lady that she's the one or whatever. No, until you're 100% comfortable with this young lady being in your personal space. Because now where you lay your head at night is likely where you keep your money at, where you keep your valuable passports, where you keep your valuables at. You feel me? So that's where it's not even just about some obsessive girl showing up at your house or at your place of residence. It's about, yo, I got things in here that I care about, right? So I'm just not gonna let anybody up my personal space when I got things that I care about. Fuck having a hotel safe and all that stuff, man. Sometimes them hotel safes ain't safe. So again, I'm saying, man, you just got to be 100% sure, or at least you better hide your money in places where baby girl can't find it. For sure, for sure. Because if you gonna bring anybody to your house, if you ain't 100% about them, they shouldn't even know where you stay at. Look, them short time hotels do wonders, people, and I'm talking from experience. I know. I'm not holier than thou. Doc has a past like everybody else does. Back in my high school days, back in my college days, man, I was nothing nice, and I knew where all the short time hotels was. I used to make sure I meet girls near the hotel, so the taxi ride wasn't expensive. You boy had knowledge. I'm telling you, this was before I had a car, when I had to take taxis. But yeah, anywho, My man Nola Boy, what's good with you, pimp? Appreciate you coming through. JX getting lied on for a serious crime. Yeah, I'd fear that too. I saw a story about a Filipino lying on a foreigner involving children. Yeah. I covered a story about a couple of months back about a Filipino wife to I think the guy was about African. I want to say Nigerian. She kind of said some things about him and potential abuse towards children and stuff like that. It was a hot mess, and he got arrested for it no sooner than he touched down in General Santos City. So it's like those are big deals, man. And like I said, I try my best to end every relationship that I have on positive notes. I try my damnedest to end everything on a positive note. People think I'm crazy, and people be like, Doc, why do you care so much about what people think? People have asked me that question so much. People are like, Doc, why do you give a fuck so much about what a female thinks, more specifically? Or more specifically, Doc, why do you give a fuck about what a Filipina thinks? And I have to tell them, I have to break it down to them. Y'all don't understand what could potentially be if you end a relationship badly. Look, I try to end everything on best case scenario standards, people. Look, as long as we break clean, I'm Gucci. If there's any animosity, man, I'm always looking over my shoulder like, man, how much does this girl know about me? That'd be my biggest fear. How much does chick know about me? That's why I got fake names too. You only know my real name if I'm really fucking with you. Like I'm telling you, I gotta really fuck with you if you really want to get my real name. Other than that, hey, y'all know what my code name is in the Philippines, y'all. Hey, leave it in the comment section if you know what my code name is. If you guys remember my name that I used on my online dating profile, if you remember, type it in the chat. Yo, that's my code name, and I'm gonna continue using that name until the day that I die. Cause ain't nobody gonna know my real name unless I really want y'all to know that thing. But yeah, SML visiting the province with her, and she turns on you. That's crazy. Shout out to my man Zay, my man Zay. He had that situation happen to him. He was just going through some shit, but my man made it out. So, good luck to my brother. I gotta reach out to him. But yeah, the same thing happened to my man there. No load, don't know how to get back, and knowing you're 9,000 miles away from home. Yeah, if you go to the province and baby girl turns on you, that could be tough, man. That could be really, really tough. I really have no words for that because I understand that feeling, my dude. I understand that feeling. You make it sound like brothers got to be 007 to date the Philippines. Kevin, I'm sorry, man. Maybe it's just my natural skepticism, my brother. I'm sorry. It's just me personally, man. I'll put it to you like this though. Let me tell you something that I tell a lot of foreigners in reference to my ideas and why I kind of maneuver the way that I do. I ain't gonna say it's just me. I think other brothers do this as well, but heaven forbid a young lady gets a hold of your authentic Facebook page. Let me just use that as an example. Let's say that you have a social media that you actually care about, where you locked in and you got family members and stuff like that. Heaven forbid baby girl knows how to contact any of those people. Please believe a Filipino will contact everybody on that damn list and talk about how y'all together and all this stuff. Or heaven forbid the relationship end bad if she still has these contacts and she's over here saying, "Oh, you know what Kevin did to me? Well, Kevin did this, and this, and Kevin was, beating on me and some shit." Heaven forbid, baby girl, go 100%, do a complete 180 on that ass with quickness. What are you gonna do then? Because guess what? It's your word, a man, versus her word, a woman, not just any woman, a Filipina Asian woman. And come on, man, do you really want that? And again, do I look at every woman like they gonna really give you that type of energy? Absolutely not. But wouldn't you want to be prepared just in case baby girl got that energy with her? If any girl gives off any of them shady vibes, my dude, you got to be on top of your shit. And I think that just comes with me being in the country for as long as I did, and the fact that I use my code name Kids Next Door combo for like dude, my alias, man, I used that thing for like nigga 10 years. The whole Not 10 years, but the whole time I was there, man, nobody really knew my name unless you knew me. If we went to school together, yeah, you know my full name, right? Like, yo, you knew my government, and I don't like people knowing my government like that. But it came with the territory, my friend. That's it. I don't know what it is about me. Maybe it's my natural skepticism of people, because I don't really fuck with people like that at all. I don't really fuck with a lot of people at all. Y'all know better than that. Doc is probably one of very few people that really lets a lot of people within the inner circle, man. I'm telling you. my inner circle tight like some butt cheeks, bro. It don't play like that. You ain't infiltrating that shit. All right. It just don't happen. So, you know, I guess that's just my natural way. And it sucks that I have to be that way, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. Calling me intrigued, gentlemen, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. Again, come, it's just me, man. I guess. Women scare me. My signaling is gonna fall off from overuse nightmares. I think a lot of us are scared of women. It seems like a lot of our fears are really related around women, especially when it comes to the Philippines. And I kind of knew that this would be, because you just don't know how women are going to react in certain situations. So I'm 100% on board with, your fears of that one. Oh, you're afraid so your tingling going to fall off from overuse. The nightmares, my friend, the nightmares. I know what you meant. I'm sorry, I caught that a little bit late. Shout out to my man David Webb. What's good with you, brother? My man Red was appreciate you coming through, man. He said, "What scares me is falling into a shit river. That water ain't no joke." Yeah, man, them Philippine waters ain't nothing to fuck with, man. I ain't even gonna cap, bro. I don't go swimming a lot, so yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Oh, I tell you, dude. Hey, let me tell you what happened, yo. Real talk. I was walking down the street. It was in the neighborhood that I lived in, and all I had was some flip flops on, man. My fucking foot slipped into this water that I couldn't see the bottom of, nigga. I swear to God, I wanted to cut my foot off, yo. I swear, I was like, look, man, I'm about to amputate this bitch. Like the Saw movie, I'm just about to take everything from the ankle below because there's just no way in this world. I said, dude, I think this thing about to be infected or something. Because, yeah, that shit water had me scared as hell, too. I was literally thinking about contemplating about cutting my own ankle off, like from the ankle below, man. I was about to just go ahead and let it go. Because when my foot stepped in that water, I had absolutely no idea what I stepped in. I felt something squishy, felt like some lumps in there, bro. I almost cried. Thank God there was some very hot water waiting for me at home when I got home, and I just sanitized the shit out of it. I think I singed the skin. I think I took off the whole top layer of my epidermis, bro. Real talk. I think I took the whole top layer off of my skin after that day. That water was singeing, but sterile, bro. Gotta be sterile. I told you, man, this happened to me too. Crazy. Green newbie, food poisoning, getting robbed, catching dengue fever. Oh, that's a good one. Getting sick, dengue fever. Dengue fever is definitely one of those fucking get your ass bit by that damn mosquito, bro. And mosquitoes are in abundance in the Philippines. As a matter of fact, one of my gentlemen who commented on my last video, if you guys didn't see it, the 6 things I can't live without, the gentleman responded, and I can't remember the name off the top of my head. I apologize in advance. But the gentleman said, well, the gentleman was like, "Yo, I can't live." I think it was my man JD. Yeah, the mosquito nets. He was like, "Yo, man, can't live without the mosquito nets." And I was like, "Yeah, those mosquito nets are bugging because the fucking mosquitoes in the Philippines, man, them shits is big, bro. You thought the banana spiders were big in the Philippines. Them mosquitoes in the Philippines are just as big. And normally the big ones aren't the one you got to be worried about. It's some small ones, man. Those are usually the carriers of the dengue, the dengue, right? But yeah, man, I can see, man, getting sick in the Philippines is definitely one of the things that scares me as well. I can 100% agree with that. If one has a drug dependency, that could also be fatal in the Philippines. Yeah, I would pray that a lot of people wouldn't bring those types of vices to the Philippines. But again, I can't control your life. I mean, I can't tell you what to do. I can only pray for you. But yeah, having drug dependencies, whether it be prescription or whether it be hard, the hard shit that you got to inject and all of the above, I pray for your safety and I pray for your sanctity and your sanity and I pray for your health. Because, yeah, that could bring some very, 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 very fatal issues in country. More so because if you get caught with drugs being a foreigner in the Philippines, that's bad. But most of the time, those drugs in the Philippines, they are not the same as it is in the United States. So I have heard. So if my boys is over here telling me that the weed in the Philippines is janky as hell, you can only imagine what those other hardcore medicinal, not non-medicinal drugs, I'm sorry, are like. So if you want to take that chance and shoot your shit up with something that you don't know where it's coming from, good luck. If you want to snort up some shit you don't know where it's coming from, good luck. I encourage you to stay the fuck away from it. I am drug free. For the most part. Nah, I'm drug free. I'm fucking with y'all. But yeah, man, that is true. Fatality, nigga. It's like a Mortal Kombat combination, bro. You do not want that shit in your system. What scares me the most by having three girls here, two teenage girls at that, keeping from head busting these little dudes and then Pinot cats is my biggest concern. You know what? I feel your pain, brother. I always thought, man, I can't have girls, man. I pray to God, God bless me with a boy. Oh, I'll be begging. But something tells me that if me and the mean one, yes, me and the mean one, if the boy has if me and the mean one decide to lock down and have babies, and that's a big possibility, I almost can guarantee I'm gonna have a girl. My dad had all boys and one girl. Um, yeah, I can almost guarantee God gonna give me a girl. And there's nothing like being blessed with a baby girl. I know a father's love for their daughter is crazy. I know that shit, but I tell you right now, all I be thinking about is, yo, I'm gonna have to kill one of these little niggas for touching my girl. I feel you. I'm telling you, I feel the exact same way. If anything bad ever happens to her, or somebody hurts her feelings, or makes her cry, or anything like that, and I'm not even a dad yet, off top, man, somebody got to be yeeted. I'm gonna tell you the truth. Somebody go get their feelings hurt more than they feelings, bro. Somebody go get hurt seriously. Um, and I guess that just comes with the nature of the business, man. So I can understand that being a big concern too. I think about that with my baby sister too, man. I don't know how comfortable I am with her dating locally. I don't know how comfortable I am with her dating, period. But it's just something you just gotta take it, gotta take that shit in stride, brother. And I pray for you, my dude. I pray for you. I genuinely do. Can you show your passport card to various clubs in Makati and Kansas City and various locales? I wouldn't recommend you showing it unless you need to. I don't think that they need those types of IDs to get into any of the clubs over there. I've never needed to show an ID to get into any club. Any type of like lounge area, I've never really had the need to do that, my brother. I don't know if you would need to use it for that. I've never had to. I mean, maybe somebody else has, maybe they can help you, but yeah, man, I've never had to use that. He said, what's the best app to use to start stock trading for the first time? Weeble. I think Weeble works best, man. And I am a big advocate of M1 Finance. I like it, but M1 Finance is only it's for long term investing and stuff like that. But get your Weeble up, man. Get a Weeble. Um, yeah, you got to get on Weeble for sure. I like Weeble. Eyes on, brother. You got my email, right? If you really want to talk about it, like really, really want to get into it, yo, email me, man, and we could get that. I'll get you set up though. It's like if you really, really about that life, like you really want to get into it. And the reason I ask that is because they ask a lot of personal information to get you logged in and get you logged to get you set up. I mean, we're talking about your social security number, linking a bank account and all of that stuff. So if you're ready for that, I'm all in because they do ask personal information. I swear by the platform because I use the platform. But like I said, I tell everybody for sure if you really want to get into the stock trading thing, I'll help you however you want me to help you. Just know that it's going to require your personal info. I'll tell you how to do it if you need me to talk you through it. I don't need to see shit, but I'm always happy to help because I will get anybody into investing that want to be invested for sure. Um, Terry Edwards, what's good, man? Another thing that scares me is eating or drinking something and end up with that show monster growing inside of me. Yeah, bacteria and stuff like that. That's scary to think about something growing inside of you, yeah, that fucked my head up too, Pippin. It really, really would. JX, I did not forget you, my brother. I saw the super chat. I should have told you I saw it. I just haven't scrolled down to it, man. I'm sorry. I'm so fucking sorry. But yeah, I got you. I got you. My biggest fear, a woman with a big Adam's apple. Yeah, that should have given me nightmares too. If your hands are bigger than mine, I'm thinking about it. If your feet are bigger than mine, I'm a little bit concerned. If you are or your voice is deeper than mine, I'm under deep, deep, deep concern. Like I said, man, people be like, yo, you need to Donald Trump them hoes. Say, let's grab that pussy. I said, you better make sure she got one first, man. Don't get your ass caught up. That's a catch-22 right there. You can't grab for it because heaven forbid it's actually a female and she really like, yo, I can't believe you just grabbed my shit like that. It should be angry. Now you in trouble. You know what I'm saying? So that's the type of trouble and energy we don't need, man. Yo, I do see 23 in the building, man. I appreciate all 23 y'all coming through. Showing love to the good doc. Hey, y'all already know what it is, man. Y'all make sure y'all caress, but let's and de-stress yourself. Love that like button. It wants it, it needs it, it most definitely has to have it. If you guys want to support the good doc, please feel free to do so. But of course, I am happy and blessed you choose to come through. Spend a little bit of time with your boy today. Now and then, back to business as usual. Let me get to this shit, because I be late to my chats, bro. No cap, guys. I be hella late. My bad, bro. I'm getting there, guys. Just work with me. Funny how Filipino time works when they want to meet you at the airport, bruh, dude. When they want to meet you at the airport, though, them motherfuckers be there the day before. I think they be the cut waiting for your ass. Like, yo, we gonna make sure we in the right place at the right time. Tell me your gate number. Tell me what your flight number is. Tell me what time you're supposed to arrive so I can check that thing out. Make sure I'm at the right exit terminal, man. I'm telling you, they gonna be there on time for that. You believe that shit. Better believe it. Stay clear away from the buffet style restaurants. Real talk. I went to one and had to use the bathroom after I did my business. I washed my hands. However, two more dudes were there and didn't wash their hands after they did their business. Yeah, I feel you on that one. I would be naturally skeptic of buffet style restaurants where people can touch. I really since all of this stuff has happened, the illness and all of that good stuff, I kind of feel like most buffet restaurants have been really light on letting people come up and just touch stuff. They kind of been serving the people as far as I can remember in a lot of locations. Maybe that's not the same in the Philippines. Maybe I'm missing that, but I do believe that they are better on that one. Hey, hey, if baby girl is down to be a part of the team for the evening, yes, she can formally be invited. Okay. If baby girl is down to get down and be a part of the team for the evening, by all means, man, you can please come. Please, you are more than welcome to join me. Hey, there is a Jolly Bee meal with your name on it, baby. There is a Jolly Bee meal with your name on it. Huh? Matter of fact, baby, let me do you one better, yo. If you down to get down, boo, you don't even have to get one burger steak, baby. I'm gonna let you get two. Oh, fuck that. You don't want the chicken joint, do you? Okay, baby, why don't you get two chicken joints? Matter of fact, why don't you get one two-piece chicken joint and a Slurpee? Not a Slurpee. I'm sorry. I'm gonna let you get the mango pie. I'm gonna make you get a mango dessert pie too, boo. So you get two burger steaks. You get a two-piece chicken, boy. Boy, somebody gonna eat good that night. You bet your ass somebody is going to enjoy that evening. Yours truly. Shout out to my man Bags. What's good with you, brother? Appreciate you coming through, man. Jay, I saw it, brother. I'm sorry. He says that's why I make sure my insurance has med back. Take me to Guam and do not cut. Hey, I'm with you 100%, man. There should be something where if you're unconscious, they know not to touch you. And yeah, travel insurance is a thing. And Guam is like what, a couple of hours, maybe 3 hours away, man. 100%, man. I'm with you on that one. He said I had to pay up front in Mexico, but was reimbursed when I got back to by my insurance coverage. This is for my foreigners who don't know nothing about no taking care of themselves in that way. Oh yeah, you ain't leaving the hospital till you pay, Pippin. He said you just dropped the mic talk with the hospital bill drill, and to follow up with that, still running up to, bruh. Hey, you think I'm playing, man? Them up, bruh. I'm gonna tell you right now, you ain't leaving that hospital till you pay, and you running up your bill. Guess who in trouble? I'm telling you, if you do not pay your bill, you are not leaving. You are not going to pay that bill later on, gentlemen. You are going to pay that bill right now. Them pimps want their money right now. At this moment, you the bitch, they the pimps, and they want their money right now. Not tomorrow, not the day after, not 1 second from now, not 1 minute from now. Right now. All right? Trust me. Because they will fucking soft hand, hard hand your ass with the quickness. You think I'm playing? They gonna keep you locked into that thing until you pay. Then that requires you to have somebody that you trust to actually go get the money to make sure you can pay. Because maybe you're not even remotely prepared for an activity like this. You're not going to know how much you need to pay. So now you got to pay somebody or help somebody or get some information from somebody that can actually send you money. Man, does that sound like a hard thing to do or what? Shit. If you have Cigna, they take the insurance, so that helps. That's good. Like I said, you really do have to have travel insurance, guys. But you ain't leaving that hospital until you pay. All I'm gonna tell you. If you get reimbursed, that's awesome. Trust me, that is a godsend. But please believe, brother, they ain't playing. They is not playing. Her code name was Johnny Adobo. I like that name. I'm gonna steal that shit. He said if your foot falls in the water, you better chop that shit off like Kunta Kinte. I told you, bro. Yo, from the ankle down, bro, I was about to just leave that leg there. I was about to leave that part of my body right there in the water because I was dead ass scared that I was gonna catch something and I was gonna get gangrene or some shit. My fear being a man who's much young, a man who's probably with a much younger Filipina is getting one, and she put it on me so good that I would not want to leave. Trust me, by the time you make it to the Philippines, my friend, you're probably not going to want to leave. Hey, 17 in the building, guys. Make sure you've already dropped your like. I would appreciate that for sure. Ain't no weed in the Philippines. Manny, I'm gonna take your word for it, my friend. Like Stephen A. constantly says, stay off the weed. Yeah, I feel you on that one. That's really crazy. The government kills you for drug use. The world drugs there is definitely real. So if you have that type of mentality, don't get caught up, pimping. Please don't get caught up. Weeble denied you, bro. Shit. M1 Finance. Try M1. Hold on. Let me put my email here, bro. I'm sorry. Let me take care of that real quick. Hold on. That's my email. I think I did I get that right? Yeah, that's the one. Just email me, man, and I'll send you something so that hopefully you shouldn't have an issue with being approved. Um JD, what's good with you, man? Getting this far in life only to get grabbed in the province and eventually whacked by a 17-year-old rebel after they drain my family of money is a big time nightmare. You seem like you've thought about this one a lot, my brother. You feel you it really seems as though you've thought about this one, friend, and I can tell you, man, that would be a nightmare too. Yeah, yeah, and then they still take you out even though they pay. Oh yeah, yeah, I feel you on that one. Gotta live a low key lifestyle, man. That's for sure. He said, if one cannot control the urge, I wouldn't advise them to hang around AC for too long. That place can be toxic and addictive. And I am sure there are plenty of men who turned into zombies on those streets. Yes, I agree. I agree. If you can't control yourself and you don't know yourself, just stay away from a place like that. Another fear, catching the super ferry in the middle of a typhoon. Well, I would hope the super ferry. Oh, yeah, I feel. Yeah, now I understand what you said. I was like, I would hope the super ferry wouldn't run, but if you're on like one of those 2 or 3 day trips on the super ferry and you just happen to get, oh, yeah, that would freak me out too. I feel now I know what you're coming from. Yeah, that super ferry shit. I can't do it, bro. Mm, can't do it. But I feel you. I feel you. All right, gentlemen. I appreciate the time. I appreciate the effort. I damn sure appreciate the energy, man. You guys have been on, man. Another big fear in the Philippines is waking up only to see one of those monster spiders on the wall next to me. Hey, big homie can have the bed. He can have this house. I'll just pay the bill. Yo, he can have this bitch. I'm telling you, big homie can have the house. I told you there have been times where I have contemplated letting this man keep the house. Had I not had my bygone, no product placement, but had I not had my bygone to save my life in the moment, bruh, yo, you I'm not cut out for that life, man. I'm not a spider guy, bro. Spiders give me nightmares, man. And I mean these motherfuckers. Like the thing about it though that really freaks me out the most when it comes to like the spiders and the insects and all of that stuff in the Philippines, man, is that when you see that brown spider on a white wall, and most walls are white, you really get to see how big this thing is with the when they get the spread in their legs and shit. Oh my god, bruh. Dude, that shit keeps me up at night. Especially if, let's say, for example, you killed one and you don't know if his homies is around the corner or you don't know who else is in the room with you. You be just paranoid as shit all night long. Granted, you're probably a big guy such as myself, and you weigh a million times more than that one spider does. You just feel like like the big homie is just gonna just beat your ass in your sleep. That's what it feels like. And heaven forbid, like for example, you wake up and you see him on the wall, and then your ass try to go get something, and you come back and his ass is gone. Oh hell no, nah, bro! You keep this room. I'm gone. You keep all of this shit because there ain't nothing worse than when I don't know where you at. Because that means I literally have to find you because I will not sleep. I will not sleep until I see your ass. Like me and you gotta lock eyes, right? Me, I gotta know where you at, big homie. Look, I have got to see where you at because if I don't see you, guess what? You can keep the room, bro. You keep this house. I ain't even want it that bad. This shit ain't even mine. I'm Airbnb in this bitch. Look, you keep the house, bro. I don't want it that bad. That's literally my thoughts that run through my head every single time I got to deal with spiders and insects of any kind. More so the spiders though, because when you see how big them banana spiders are, you can Google a banana spider. I'm afraid to look at them because just looking at them makes my fucking skin crawl. But yeah, man, looking at the banana spiders. If you notice, I didn't even put a picture of a banana spider in my video because of how scared I am of spiders, bro. I do not play games with spiders. I will not say I'm arachnophobic, but I do not play games with spiders, man. I don't play games. I do not. Your boy will fight I would rather walk over hot coals than to have a than to live in a room where a spider exists and I know that he's in there somewhere. I would rather, I don't know, cane my back or slap the bottom of my feet with hot coals or some shit. Just not happening, bro. It's just not for me, man. But yeah, I can't play that one. He said, I'm such a city kid, can't handle nature in big doses. Oh, for sure, man. I grew up in the city too, bro. My dad and his people, they country boys, but they grew up in the sticks. Man, hey, man, even roaches make me cringe, bro. I'm like, wait a minute, man, hold on now. No, I don't feel those very much either. Like, look, I said, we did not grow up that way. I'm sorry. I did not grow up that way. Like, mm-mm. I'm like, nah, pimping. I'm Gucci, man. You keep this shit, man. I don't play those games. I truly don't. The funny thing is, though, your biggest problem in the Philippines is ants. To be honest with you, your biggest insect problem in the Philippines will be ants. No doubt in my mind. I don't know what it is about just leaving food on the table, but them ants will get to it. You'll be like, bitch, where the fuck did y'all come from? mm, mm-mm. Them ants be in droves, man. They really be walking. They ants be just walking food from place to place, man. You don't know what the hell happened. I miss him. I hate spiders, and my last name is Webb. Ain't that bad a bitch? But yeah, I don't do spiders, man. He said, "Are there cobras out here?" With girlfriend and her, typical Filipino English. Oh yes, half. Oh yes, half. Yeah, no, boo boo. Pass. Hard pass, Pippin. Hard fucking pass. That's all I'm saying. For sure, for sure, for sure, for sure. JM, what's good with you, bro? My man says the Philippines is never opening. He said, I'm assuming Philippines will be open by summer 2022. I told y'all. What did I say? I said June or July 2021. I'm actually still holding on to July for no reason at all. I just want to be right. I'm sorry. I just want to be right. I just want to be right. Shit. June of July 2021. We already in June. So I still have 2 months total for the Philippines to get it together. Whether they will or will not. Hey, either way, I'm Gucci, man. All right, summer 2022 might be probably a better bet though, if we're being honest. All right, guys, man. I appreciate the time, effort, and energy that you guys came through and spent with Doc. I'm gonna shout y'all out and I'm gonna let y'all go about your business. All right, JD, appreciate you coming through. JM, my brother JX, appreciate y'all coming through. My man David Webb, always love, man. You forgot to ask me where the white women was at, but guess what? I got a white woman fetish too. I just realized that about 2 seconds ago when I saw a TikTok video of some chick and she had a fat ass. I was like, this is crazy. All right, eyes on. Appreciate you coming through, pimping. My boy Nola boy, appreciate you coming through, pimping. Big brother from another. Thank you for spending some time with your boy today. My man Ever Crandell, appreciate the love, man. Appreciate the love. My man Manny. If there ain't no weed there, all right, I'm gonna take your word for it, man. Red, appreciate you spending some time, man. I know you dropped them 2 likes for the homie. I appreciate you. Green newbie, Thank you, my friend. JX, man. Appreciate the super chat, my brother. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the support, my friend. I truly, truly do. My man Bags, appreciate you being here, my brother. I did check that album out, just so you know. All right. I wanted to let you know I did find it. 9-7, appreciate you spending some time here, my brother. Jeffrey. Appreciate the love, man. Walter, thank you for being here, my friend. Terry Edwards, always a pleasure. All right. If I miss your name, leave it down at the bottom. I'll make sure I get y'all. Just give me a second. My man SML, that is definitely a scare for your ass right there. When your woman gets you to the province and turn on you, yeah, I kind of feel like I freaked me the fuck out too. My man Kevin Lukeman, man, always love, brother. Always love, man. Appreciate you coming through. My man Mr. G's making them trees. I'm sorry, making them G's, making them trees, making them stacks. Make it stack, make it clap. All right, my dude. Appreciate the love, my dude. Appreciate you being here. SML, always love my man Reginald Graham. Appreciate the love, brother. Pedro, good to see you in the building, my friend. You didn't tell me what your biggest fear was, man. I'm kind of disappointed, man. I wanted everybody to share. And anybody, and I say this out loud, anybody who catches this on the replay and you want to share, understand. I mean, if you want to share in the comment section, guys, understand you are in a safe place. All right. The Dr. Mike TV channel is a safe space for you to share your fears, comments, concerns, and all of the above. That's why we had the dialogue, gentlemen. And I appreciate everybody who showed up. I appreciate everybody who had something to say, contributed to the conversation, man. You guys are awesome. You make my day complete. No homo though. All right. But y'all make my day complete. This shit is fun for me because I have an audience that's super positive 99.9% of the time. And now and again, we got to deal with some hoe ass niggas, but for the most part, we do all right over here. All right. And I appreciate that. I truly, truly do. All right. So I'll leave you like I leave you all the time, gentlemen. With that being said, the good doc is officially out. At least Nako. Alam, which means I am going now. Bye bye. As always, love you guys. Sincerely do. Mahakita. Bye bye. Peace.